Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and we're going to be doing my NFL, not the whole week, but my NFL Saturday predictions, as tomorrow we get to see the NFL Saturday triple header. I'm so excited. It's one of my I would say this is one of my top 5 favorites of things about when it comes to football season. I would say probably if I had to list the five of my, not in order, 5 of my favorite things about football season is obviously the playoffs. And then I love opening the opening game of the season because football's back. And then Christmassy games where it's like cold outside and you got a lot of cold weather, or if it's snowing, or games like that where it's teams are going at it and it's really cold. You can tell it's cold at the game. And then these Saturday triple headers, it's one of my favorite parts about the NFL when you got these Saturday triple headers. And we got some interesting games tomorrow with the triple header. I know the 2 first games could be a little bit boring to watch, but I'm actually really excited for the first 2 games. And I'm going to give y'all, what I think about the games tomorrow and my predictions. So we start with the Vikings and the Colts. This is kind of funny for me. Indianapolis at Minneapolis. So yeah, the Colts at the Vikings. I know a lot of people were probably predicting this one to be a blowout. The Vikings, they are a very strong offense. They're, and the Colts are coming off the bye. Before that, they're coming off a bad loss to the Cowboys, 19-54. They got pounced on. I'm not saying this is going to be a close game at all, but I actually think the Colts have a good first half. I don't know about, it's not like amazing first half, but a decent first half where it's a close game. I think Matt Ryan's going to show some decent things. I would not be surprised if Matt Ryan, just comes out there and surprises everybody tomorrow night or tomorrow evening and shows everybody this quarterback that the Colts traded for that hasn't showed up at all this season. I just don't see that happening at all. But I see Matt Ryan having a productive first half. And I have the Vikings winning this one by a two-score win, 29-16. I think Matt Ryan should have a decent game. If I was a bettor, I would go over 2 or 3 turnovers in this one, and I would say Ryan, at least if he doesn't, he's definitely. I would say Matt Ryan's definitely going to throw a pick in this one. I would not be surprised at all if he throws 2 or 3. That's the type of season Matt Ryan's had all year. I think, and I've done some scouting. I think that TJ Hawkinson has a big game tomorrow. I think he's set for a big game. I think Justin Jefferson, I think he's able to, just have a monster game like he always does. I think he had 225 receiving yards his last game, which was just crazy. But I think ultimately, it's a close first half, and I think, the Vikings kind of take it away in the second half. But I think this is an interesting watch. This is an interesting game to watch. It's always interesting to watch Justin Jefferson and the Vikings. Now, the Colts, I don't really see anything interesting to watch about them unless you're a Colts fan. And, I'm not going to blame you because I'm a Texans fan. And the stuff I've had to watch this year, you can't even imagine. It's probably way worse than what Colts fans have had to deal with this season. Okay, moving on to the second game of our Saturday triple header. We got the Ravens and the Browns. Going back to me being a Texans fan, for me, I'm cheering for the Ravens tomorrow. The Texans got the Browns' first-round pick. This affects the Houston Texans. But here's the question is, we've seen Deshaun Watson each week for the Browns get better. I mean, he ultimately struggled his first game back in Houston. We did not see a lot. We did not see anything of the way Deshaun Watson played when he was in Houston. He struggled with his passing, his delivery. There was just a bunch of things off about his first game back. Now going to their next week in Cincinnati, he starts to play a tiny bit better. They had 6 points of offense against the Texans. Still managed to beat us 27-14. That's how bad the Texans are. Had 6 points of offense and still managed to beat us 27-14. Okay, then going into the next week, you have 10. I know that's not that much better, but yes, you scored 4 more points in offense. You actually scored a touchdown. Deshaun Watson looked way better, threw 150 more passing yards than he did the week before, and looked a little bit better. So things a little bit high started to go up. That you started to look a little bit better. Now going into the next week, about 6 days after that performance, how better does Deshaun Watson look? That's something that I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. So I was a supporter of Deshaun Watson when he was here, but I wouldn't be upset if he balls out because I want to see him do good, but at the same time, if he does and then they win, then the Texans draft pick's gonna go down in the order. The Ravens are without Lamar Jackson tomorrow. Tyler Huntley, John Harbaugh hasn't announced it yet, but Tyler Huntley will be starting. Anthony Brown did not do much when he was on the field last week after Tyler Huntley was out with a concussion. So Tyler Huntley will be the quarterback for the Ravens tomorrow. And ultimately, I think that Deshaun Watson still has some struggles back. I think the Ravens defense has a good one. I think Tyler Huntley and the Ravens run game is very productive. I think J.K. Dobbins has a big game in this one. I think Tyler Huntley will have a decent rushing game. I think the Ravens rushing game will have a great game. Ultimately, I think, the Browns, they got to rely on their running game. Yes, you have a great quarterback in Deshaun Watson, but you got to feed Nick Chubb more. And I think the key to winning this one is feeding Nick Chubb. Watson, I think that he could have a better game than he did last week. I just don't know if it's going to be enough for the win. I'm going to go with the safe pick and pick the Ravens to win this one 23-16. All right, moving on to the game that everybody's been waiting for all week. Well, I don't know about all week, but all Saturday. It's the game that you watch these 2 first games and are like, okay, can we just get to the Bills-Dolphins game already? This game is going to be a fun one. In Buffalo, it should be snowing, very cold. 2 AFC East teams battling. I'm pretty sure this is for the AFC East because I'm pretty sure looking at the records, if the Dolphins were to lose this game, they'd be 3 games back. So the Bills ultimately will win the division if they win this game. This should be a great game. These 2 teams battled earlier in the season. I think week 3, whatever it was, week 4, and it was a great game. And I think the Bills, they had an off week last week against the Jets. Offensively, they were able to get the win. Just offensively, they were not the Bills that they've been all season. And I think that Josh Allen and the Bills bounce back. I really do. I think that they'll have themselves a great game, and I think that honestly, I think that this is not going to be the offensive game everybody thinks it is. It's going to be snowing. It's cold. It should be low scoring. With the Jets and the Bills game last week, it was cold in Buffalo, so it kind of affected the team's offense. I think field goal range is going to be crazy in this game because if there could be a lot of 4-down territories with the snow. Like you're not going to kick a 50-yard field goal because of the snow, most likely. Tyler Bass could make a 50-yard field goal in the snow. I don't know about the Dolphins kicker. But so there's a lot of things to affect when it comes to these snow games. And I think it should be low scoring just because of that factor. I've been hearing that a lot of people think that the Bills' defense is going to stop Tyreek Hill. And, if you stop Tyreek Hill, and that you got a problem. And something I want to go back to is with the Dolphins. When you play in these snow games, and these snowy, ugly games, something you have to rely on the most is the run. And the Dolphins are a team that does not like to run the ball. So that could be a big problem for them tomorrow. The Bills don't have the Bills have Josh Allen. So Josh Allen, I'm thinking Josh Allen's going to have a crazy rushing game tomorrow. But that's just an opinion. Um, Getting to my prediction, I think that the Bills will be able to handle the Dolphins pretty easily in this one. I don't think it is that much of a problem. The Dolphins are not used to this kind of weather. They don't have a good run game. Their kicker isn't that good. So it's not like, if you get in a if you are in the area to make a 50-something yard field goal and it's in the snow and wind and your kicker's already hasn't been that great from 50 yards out this season already in normal weather, then you wouldn't be going for a 50-yard field goal. You're probably going for it on fourth down. I don't really agree. I don't really disagree with the people saying that the Bills are going to stop Tyreek Hill. I don't see Tyreek Hill having a good game in this one. So I think the Bills ultimately win this one 24-13. I think the Bills offense might struggle too, but like I said, these snowy games, they're about the run game. And they have Josh Allen, who is one of the, I would say, probably one of the top 3 or top 5 quarterbacks when it comes to the run this season. Josh Allen has been a beast when it comes to running the ball at the quarterback position. So I think the Bills should. I think this should be like a close game, but I think the Bills will take care of them easily. That's it for my predictions for tomorrow's Saturday triple header, and that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Let me know your thoughts and predictions.